Hello, my name is Zanele Matome. I'm a 29-year-old mining entrepreneur. I started my dream at the age of 22 years, and I've always wanted to be in the mining industry. I've always wanted, to have my own mine, do exploration and things like that. And I would go to conferences, gate crash conferences, mining conferences, because at that time I was unemployed and I was young. I didn't even have a car. So I would go to mining conferences, I would meet your Patriots Mutsipes of this world. I would also devour any material I could get on mining, mostly from mining engineering and a magazine called Mining Weekly and Engineering News and other mining journals that I would read up on the library or buy for myself. So I took the plunge and I registered my company in 2009, and I said, okay, now I'm going into mining, but I'm not going into the exploration phase. I'll go via the secondary support route. So as I saw it as a niche market, because my company is the only 100% black-owned company, female-owned company in South Africa that's doing this process. So I told myself, okay, I want to learn from the best. So I approached Shaft Sinkers. I made an appointment with their head office, because I believe that if you want decisions to be done, you must either speak to the people at head office, your CEOs and your chief of operations, because they have the power to say yes or no. I went there to do a presentation. It was quite nerve-wracking because I was supposed to meet with 2 people, but when I got there, it was a panel of 8 people. But I told myself, okay, this is my time. It's either you sink or swim. So I preferred swimming. Then I did the presentation. They were very impressed, and they said, no, we'll come back to you after 2 weeks. Then after 2 weeks, they did give me feedback, and they said, you know what, we can see that you don't have the expertise, but you have the passion and you're very enthusiastic. So we would like you to come on board as part of our supply development program, which they started with my company after I did the presentation. They said, no, we've decided that we want to do this because of you. So don't you mind putting your plans on hold? There's this institution that's called Raizcorp. We want you to go there and learn as much as you can about the proper ways of running a business before you can get started. And I said, no problem, I don't mind. Then that's when they introduced me to the guys at Raizcorp. I came here, I was very energized by the surroundings and the people here, the passionate people here who really love their craft, which is grooming and building profitable businesses. So I came here, did all the the tests and all the panel interviews, and luckily I got in. And afterwards, I went through the whole process, and I learned a lot. I even after the pre-prosperator program, which I was in, I could draft my business plan for myself. So it really empowered me, because you grew up knowing that to draft a business plan, you must pay a consultant some money, and they do everything for you. So from what I learned from Raizcorp, I could own my business. I could own even the processes and everything, because I did it all by myself through their guidance. So it was a very great time for me here. And thereafter, we got a contract at Anglo Gold Ashanti. It was my first contract. The contract was for about 4 months, but it was an eye opener, because I learned a lot about the wetcrete industry, because I was very hands-on. I made sure that I went underground 3 times per week to check on my team, to check that the mixture is right. So we learned a lot there. And this year in 2011, I got awarded another contract. It's by Lonmin, and that one, it ends in 2012 September. So the company is growing by leaps and bounds. And I'm also not resting on my laurels. I'm busy, soliciting, doing presentations at Anglo and other companies, so that at least my vision for this year is to get a minimum of 4 contracts under the company's belt. My favorite mantra and the theme that I use for the talks that I give young people is, if you can't be captain, don't play. This is the mantra that I got from reading up on the Kennedys, and that is what Joe Kennedy used to tell his kids, Bobby and JF Kennedy and all the Kennedys. That's what they grew up with. And I've used that mantra also in my personal life. In everything that I do, I strive to be captain. That's why I wanted to go underground and be more hands-on, so that I can be captain in my field. Even in my personal life, in everything that I do, I just strive to be captain. And I don't let the circumstances that I come from determine where I go. So that's why I tell these young people that don't let the circumstances tell you where you're going to be.